Remember the wait times at the HCA East Florida Hospital emergency rooms average in the single digits. Just go to hcaeastflorida.com because emergencies do not wait for appointment. If you've not tried Lambrusco in a while, you're missing something. Lambrusco is a wonderful, generally dry, sparkling red wine from Emilia-Romagna in Italy, outside of Modena. And
It's wonderful.
what happened is sometime during the 70s, somebody in America decided to sweeten it up, drop the price, and bring it over. And people went, oh, no. Well, Lambrusco is terrific, and it's making a huge comeback with the real Italian Lambrusco. And we were pleased to be joined earlier, a little bit earlier, with 3 different Lambruscos, with the top Lambrusco producer in Emilia-Romagna, Alessandro Medicini, along with Mauro Mugliani from Co-Brand.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Jimmy, for this opportunity and this beautiful corner of a fantastic wine that we got here all over from Italy. My name is Mauro Mauliani. I'm the Italian wine specialist for Co-Brand Corporation for the Southeast and Caribbean. And today I have with me a fantastic surprise for you guys. We have Alessandro Medici, our 5th generation, representing wine, a fantastic wine, Lambrusco from Emilia-Romagna, and he's the world ambassador here. And it's a pleasure for us to have him here. And I will leave everything to him. Alessandro, it's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to spend your time with us. And let's tell us a little bit about your family, about history and everything. Then we go through
Of
the
course.
wines.
So first of all, thank you very much to host me here. It's a great opportunity for me and for my family to explain something about our history and about our wines. We are Lambrusco producers, so we are from Italy. We are from a region called Emilia-Romagna that is between the north and the center of Italy. We are in a town called Reggio Emilia that is in the center of Emilia-Romagna, and I represent the 5th generation. So our family in our winery called Medici Armete always produced Lambrusco from 1890.
Okay.
And what is Lambrusco? Lambrusco is a red and sparkling wine.
Exactly.
Lambrusco is the name of the variety of the grape. And, Lambrusco has a very interesting story because I like to say that it's an up and down story. Because you have to know that Lambrusco has been one of the first variety in Italy to be exported. When my father entered in the winery in 1987, the situation for Lambrusco was completely different.
Yeah. So America got the wrong picture of Lambrusco. They
Very
think
wrong.
the Lambrusco is sweet.
Absolutely.
When usually the Lambrusco is a dry wine, perfect to go with food and everything. Then also we have some semi-sweet. Then it's like more as an illusion of a sweetness with a beautiful dry finish.
Exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
You said perfectly, and that point is exactly the point where my father worked on. Because when entered in the winery, he thought, in this moment, there isn't a demand for Lambrusco because everybody has this wrong idea of Lambrusco. Everybody thinks Lambrusco sweet. We need to make dry Lambrusco and we need to explain to the world what is the real Lambrusco.
Beautiful.
And he created this wine, the Concerto. In 1993 was the first vintage. And this one was the first single vineyard Lambrusco to be produced ever. What means single vineyard? He selected an area, he planted vineyards, and he grew up that vineyard, and he selected grapes just from that vineyard, and he produced Lambrusco just from that vineyard. It's exactly the same concept of the Burgundy wines, Barolo wines.
Okay.
So it's the concept of cru.
Exactly.
That for a Lambrusco at the time was unbelievable.
To be recognized for Gambero Rosso, just a little hint for everybody, it's not that you produce the first vintage and they come and judge your wine. So you have to have a history before the organization of Gambero Rosso, Tre Bicchieri, they start and taste your wine. So you have to have a consistency for several years. That's true.
Absolutely.
Before they come.
It's really hard.
If we got 10 years, 12 years in a row here, so I'm imagining that's just come for a long time.
Yeah,
one of the best
a long
single
time.
we have
I
in the
didn't make
market.
anything because I was very young at the time. My father worked a lot to get this award.
Absolutely.
And so today we have 3 different Lambrusco, and for all 3 Lambrusco we use the Charmat method. What means Charmat? The second fermentation happens in steel tanks.
Okay.
So it's a long second fermentation that lasts more than 1 month. Usually for the Charmat method, the second fermentation lasts just few weeks. We want to make the second fermentation quite long to get very thin and gently bubbles, not aggressive.
Clean.
Exactly.
Beautiful. And for the first one that we're going to taste here, we have the Lambrusco Secco, and vinification here, same, or double fermentation. What's the blend is here? What blend
here we have
here?
Lambrusco Salamino, that is the variety that I explained before, with the shape of the grape that is like a salame, and a little bit of Lambrusco Marani, that is another variety of Lambrusco that gives the acidity to the product. So it's red and sparkling. That means that it's a unique wine, because it's impossible to find in the world a red and sparkling dry wine. Which are the characteristics of Lambrusco? First of all, the freshness at the nose. The fruit is an explosion of red fruits in the nose and also in the mouth when you will taste. And it's very fresh. And why it's very easy to pair? Because in your mouth you have a high level of acidity, a little bit of tannin because it's a red variety. That's why it works perfectly with, for example, charcuteries, fresh pasta, also spicy food, because it's dry, but we have a little bit of sugars that works perfectly with the spiciness of the food, like Mexican food, Thai food, Indian food.
So I can have this with a couple of tacos.
Absolutely. I love with tacos. I love it with tacos. Absolutely.
Let's taste this beauty here.
Yes.
Very nice, very elegant bubble. Very chill, very cold. It's like you celebrate something every day, even when you eat a little bit of pasta with maybe bolognese sauce.
Exactly. Like we make at home. Absolutely.
Somebody correct me and said, don't never say fettuccine, it's always tagliatelle pasta.
Exactly.
Now we go to the
flagship wine.
The Cru.
Yes, to the Cru, exactly.
To the Cru is called Concerto, the concert. The concert of aroma, that's what I say, like an explosion of aroma in your palate. Perfect, beautiful, balanced, very nice and fresh and clean. That's what I like about the Lambrusco.
Thank you very much.
Here's the same vinification we have,
Same
right?
vinification,
same for everything.
Second fermentation in still tanks, but here the second fermentation lasts more than 5 months. So it's very, very long. And that's why the bubbles is so gently, so elegant, not aggressive bubble. We don't want to produce wines with aggressive bubbles. Why? Because after one glass, your mouth, it's done. With gently and elegant bubble, you could finish all the bottle alone.
And that's 100%.
100% Lambrusco Salamino, single vineyard, Cru, and this is considered one of the pioneer of the good quality Lambrusco. It's longer in the mouth, it's an explosion.
Exactly, more aromatic.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the tannin is a little more.
Exactly. It's more
So if you have to order a bottle to just get a charcuterie and sit with your friends, what you go with? So with sweet, with dry?
It depends. With charcuteries, I like to drink these two wines. With salami, for example, I like to drink also the dolce, the last one, that is not completely sweet. Why? Because sometimes salami can be a little bit spicy. And this one, in this wine, in the last wine, we have a little bit of sugars and works perfectly. For example, with the spiciness of the food. So, for example, we have in Italy the salame piccante, the spicy salame. For this works perfectly.
Will be perfect.
Absolutely.
Let's taste it.
Absolutely.
Let's taste it. Let's see. Please.
Thank you, Amor.
So when we say dolces, I mean sweet. It doesn't mean that it's a super sweet. It's semi-sweet.
Exactly.
So it's good for everything. Also, the Lambrusco is fantastic for cocktails. You find this kind of type of a brand in every retailer here in Florida and all over the USA. And if the retailer doesn't have it, you ask him, he will bring it for you. And just few other things about this beautiful way to be able to drink the semi-sweet.
One important thing to say is that the Lambrusco that destroyed the image of Lambrusco was sweet, but was a completely different sweet Lambrusco from this. Why? Because in that Lambrusco from the 80s, in those kind of Lambrusco, you couldn't find acidity. Here we have a high level of acidity that balance the sugar. So it's very drinkable, it's very fresh. And it's not I like to say it's not a boring wine, because if wine is too sweet, you can't finish one glass because it's too sweet. Here we have a good level of acidity, and that's why it works perfectly, not just with desserts, but also with salty food, for example, charcuteries. For example, everything that is a little bit spicy, like Indian food, for example.
That's why I call social wine.
Exactly.
Social wine is wine that you stay in company with your friends, and it's not overwhelming when you drink. Even the alcohol is low, and it's fantastic for every moment of the day. Alessandro, thank you so much to stay with us today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Brenda and Jimmy, thank you so much for the little space that you guys give it to us. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.